Hey guys, welcome back. Before we get started today, I want to say thank you for sticking with me for so long. This channel is almost at 1,000 subscribers, and it's taken a long time to get there, but I feel like this community is just about as good as I could ask for it to be. I love reading your guys' comments. I love talking with you in the comments. I really appreciate how much you guys enjoy this content. So, thank you. Today we're going to be talking about the youngest race in 40k, the Tau Empire. Like a new sun rising in the eastern fringe, the Tau Empire spreads its light into the darkness of the void. As they conquer world after world, system after system, this dynamic young race push back the boundaries of ignorance with the promise of a better way. The Tau are assured of the supremacy of their ever-advancing technology, and recognize that it is their manifest destiny to bring enlightenment to a barbaric and disordered galaxy. The star-spanning society of the Tau is entirely devoted to a single ideal known as Tauva, or greater good. This is the belief that all must sacrifice individual gain for the betterment of the Empire as a whole. So utterly committed to this ideal are the Tau that it has propelled their culture across the gulfs of space with astounding speed. Where once the Tau looked up to see the distant pinpricks of unexplored stars, now they see the shimmering lights of their own interstellar empire. Their silver-tongued diplomats continue to talk newly discovered alien races into committing themselves to the greater good, and those who refuse are either persuaded otherwise or else eradicated by the overwhelming firepower of the Tau military. The Tau military fight upon myriad galactic battlefronts, for their mighty battlesuits and courageous warriors possess the strength required to enforce the greater good upon all who would see it fail. Strategically brilliant, totally devoted, and possessed of incredible technology, the Tau war machine is ever equal to its task. Our conquest is inevitable, our ascension a matter of time. Let none who are wise deny our destiny. Aunva ethereal supreme. The castes. So completely have the Tau absorbed the concept of the greater good that it has come to shape not only their purpose, but also their very society. Since the coming of the Ethereals and the end of the Montau, or Death Age, the Tau have been divided into rigid castes, each fulfilling specific functions within society for the benefit of the almighty whole. The ethereal caste are the undisputed leaders of the united castes that make up the Tau Empire. Their unique role is a combination of spiritual and political command, and their declarations shape and steer every facet of Tau civilization. Furthermore, the ethereals possess such absolute authority over the Tao that other races have come to question its origins. Were an ethereal to order a Tao to kill himself, he would be met with instant and unquestioning obedience. The fire caste provides the warriors of the Tao military. It is the duty of these soldiers to protect the other castes and to eliminate any foes foolish enough to reject the greater good. The fire caste originated from the hunter tribes that roamed the plains of Tao long ago. Even then, they were the strongest and most aggressive of all the Tao. Through the years, the fire caste's strength and physical size have continued to increase, and any weak strains are quickly weeded out. They are guided by the Code of Fire, which also translates as the Way of the Warrior, a doctrine that stresses martial arts, loyalty, and merciless war tempered by wisdom. Members of the fire caste spend their entire lifetimes in battle or preparing for it, honing their tactics and relentlessly working to improve their battle skills. The Earth caste contains the artisans, builders, and workers of the Tao, and is by far the most numerous of the castes. Its members construct the machines, erect the dwellings, and provide the food for the rest of the Tao Empire. Without the Earth caste, the farms would not produce, and the factories would sit idle. The menial levels of the Earth caste comprise sturdy laborers who toil ceaselessly. The foremost minds of the caste become engineers and scientists, inventors beyond compare. It is they who build the sophisticated machinery and create the many technological innovations that are so prevalent throughout all levels of society in the Tao Empire. Water is the element that can be found in all living things, flowing continuously to allow life to function. So it is that water caste members are bureaucrats, politicians, negotiators, and administrators. In essence, they are the civil servants that make sure Tao society runs smoothly. Water caste make up the merchants, traders, and diplomats, moving fluidly among the other castes and the alien races incorporated into the Tao Empire. They assuage fears and ensure all negotiations are handled with great efficiency. This subset of the Tao race has always displayed a gift for linguistics that has become even further developed over time. The water caste are able to learn alien languages with ease and show a remarkable ability to pick up and emulate even the subtlest of communication nuances. In ancient times, the Tao of the air caste were messengers, but now they fill the role of pilots and spaceship crews, transporting goods and warriors to where they are needed. The air caste are a largely unseen force. Indeed, they are sometimes called the invisible caste, for they rarely, if ever, set foot upon planets. Most air caste members spend the majority of their lives in space transit or docked upon space stations. Their bodies have evolved to their new circumstances, no longer bearing wings as they once did, but instead exhibiting longer and lighter frames in response to their low-gravity existence. Hollow bones allow the pilots of the air caste to withstand great acceleration, although they are conversely weak and ungainly when on worlds with even moderate gravity. In battle, the aircast rained death from the skies while crewing skyborne attack fighters or bomber craft in support of the Tau warriors below. A burgeoning empire. The growth of the Tau Empire can be charted in 3 distinct stages, called the first, second, and third sphere expansions. Each of these vast outward surges has seen massive military forces and wave upon wave of Tau colonists set out into the stars. Each has seized new worlds and assimilated new races for the greater good. In their earliest days, the Tau almost tore themselves apart as their technological innovation far outstripped their cultural development. It was only the coming of the ethereals that rescued them from this dark period. These mysterious newcomers united the entire race, directing their efforts in a surge of incredible advancement and mutual benefit that culminated in the first sphere expansion. This was a heady time for the Tau, who stepped from the caves out into the stars with breathtaking speed. Losses were high among early colonists who pushed the boundaries of the possible with every new leap they took. Hostile flora and fauna as well as catastrophic accidents claimed many lives. But under the protection of the mighty fire caste, the Tau established one colony after another. As they stretched outwards, they discovered that their homeworld, Tau, lay amid a dense cluster of viable exoplanets, and, one by one, frontier colonies became settled and worlds civilized. As each star system blossomed, it was designated a sept and named after its prime or sept world, each a teeming hub of culture and military strength that formed the heart of a whole settled system. The millennia-long first sphere expansion saw the Tau assimilate their first alien cultures, the ethereals guiding the absorption of the Thraxians, the Nykassar, the Kroot, and many others. It also saw their first conflicts with the omnipresent menace of the Orcs, a foe with whom no reasoned diplomacy could ever succeed. Soon enough, the Tau learned to hate the Greenskins for their mindless savagery, and resolved to avoid or destroy on sight every single orc they found. By the end of the first sphere expansion, the Tau had secured 8 glorious septs, but this was a fraction of what the second sphere expansion would achieve. From the Empire's spiritual home of Tau, the orders of the Ethereal High Council raced out along relays to its furthest corners, pushing always for greater advancements, new innovations, and mightier weapons. With the invention of the ZFR Horizon Accelerator engine, the Tau fleets were able to push much further into space, and with a military force more impressive than any seen before in Tau history, the Firecast seemed ready to face whatever threats the distant stars held in store. Neither Orc-Wa nor Tyrannid Splinter Fleet could arrest the impetus of the second sphere expansion, and it was not until the Tau crossed the treacherous Damocles Gulf that they encountered a foe that stopped their advance in its tracks. The Damocles Crusade and the Third Sphere Expansion. Beyond the Damocles Gulf, the Tau encountered the Imperium of Man. Initially, the Tau Empire annexed dozens of worlds on the ragged edge of the Emperor's realm, not realizing the scale of the threat they faced. The Imperium's sledgehammer response came in the form of the Damocles Crusade. The Tau had never faced military strength in such concentrations, or wielded with such uncompromising belligerence, and their holdings beyond the Damocles Gulf were swiftly crushed. Worse, the Imperial forces used strange, reality-splitting space engines to pursue their quarry as they retreated back to the Tau Empire. The Imperial armies fell upon the sept world of Dalith, and were only driven back at great and terrible cost. The Tau were shaken by the shock of defeat, and the Ethereal High Council knew that, should their people's confidence not be swiftly restored, cracks would form in their carefully orchestrated beliefs. Rather than let this come to pass, the Council placed the legendary Commander Farsight at the head of a mighty coalition fleet, and sent him back across the Gulf to reclaim those colony worlds that had been lost. The tale of his initial successes, and of his subsequent mysterious disappearance, has been officially expunged from Tau history, yet its marks remain to this day. Regardless of his eventual fate, Oshova served his purpose. In recapturing the worlds lost to the Imperium, he restored confidence in the Tau and their destiny. So began preparations for the Third Sphere expansion, which would be the greatest colonization that the Tau had ever attempted. Almost 3 centuries after the Damocles Crusade, this new expansion set out. At its head stood not only the ethereal supreme Anfa himself, but the renowned Oshasera, better known throughout the Empire as Commander Shadow Sun. Having earned her fame battling the Greenskin menace during the Great War of Confederation, Shadow Sun was much more than just a figurehead. In her, the Tau Empire had its greatest strategist since the revered Commander Puretide, and she was backed by the single greatest coalition ever amassed. The fleets of the Third Sphere expansion surged out from the Empire's bounds in all directions, capturing dozens of star systems as they went. Shadow Sun led a force once more across the Damocles Gulf, straight into Imperial space. Many of the Imperium's defenders on the eastern fringe had been pulled away to face alien threats elsewhere, and with cunning, diplomacy, and military might, Shadow Sun's forces seized world after world. Yet it was on the hive fleet of Agrellan, gateway to the Dovar system, that Oshasera knew her greatest victory to date. Executing an audacious and brilliant plan, she took the entire fortified world in a single day, paving the way for the Tau to strike still deeper into Imperial space. With every victory, the Tau Empire gained momentum, and the Imperium seemed powerless to stop them. Through supremacy, victory. Bearing enough firepower to obliterate any foe, battlesuits represent the apex of Tau military technology. They possess the resilience and speed to shrug off heavy fire and can skim across the battlefield in soaring leaps. There are many different marks of armor, each geared towards a specific battlefield role. From the camouflaged XV-25 stealth battlesuit to the armed and armored walking tank that is the XV-88 broadside battlesuit. The Tau believe that their technologies will provide them with the tools required to defeat any foe and master any situation. To this end, battlesuits mount not only a fearsome array of weapons, but also the latest upgrades, such as jetpacks, recoil absorbers, drone controllers, target locks, shield generators, and advanced sensors. Some rare marks of battlesuit carry wholly unique systems, usually prototypes that are put into full-scale production only once they have been exactingly tested. Even then, some can only be produced in limited numbers, such as the XV-85 Enforcer. This modified crisis suit can mount additional support systems or weapons, and is issued almost exclusively to commanders. No matter its model, each battlesuit is a high-tech marvel that balances offensive capability, armored protection, speed, agility, and utility. I guess I have communism on the brain talking about the Tau. It is little wonder, then, that only the most experienced Tau warriors are promoted to chasseur, the honored rank deemed worthy of piloting a battlesuit. In unity, strength. The overwhelming might of the Firecast is enough to crush even the most tenacious foe. However, the galaxy is vast, and as the borders of the Tau Empire push ever outward, the Firecast welcome all the willing aid they can get in fighting their many wars. As such, the Ethereals have always promoted the absorption of alien races into the Empire whenever possible, not only for the auxiliary soldiers they provide, but for the myriad other skills and resources that such races contribute to the greater good. Whenever a new alien race is encountered, the Tau employ a master strategy intended to bring them into the Empire for the good of all. Once an intelligent civilization has been located by the scans of the Aircast, the ambassadors of the Watercast, long trained in the subtle art of negotiation, are sent to make contact. Offers are made, each tailored to the wants and needs of the species in question, whether that be Earthcast technology, protection, wealth, or altogether more esoteric enticements. Occasionally, a species will prove belligerent enough to resist the generous offers of the Tau. In such cases, the Firecast launches a series of rapid strikes against the command and communication infrastructure of the troublesome race, which is normally enough to drag them back to the negotiating table and help them see the light. Sadly, there are occasions when even this inducement is not enough, and against such threats to the greater good there can be no answer but complete destruction. However, such instances of willful ignorance are rare, and from the invertebrate Greet to the mercenary Groot, countless alien races have embraced the greater good for the mutual advancement of all. Let none doubt that the Tau Empire will bring unity to all. Let none doubt that now is our time. Forward for the greater good. Aunva, Ethereal Supreme, addressing the Firecast cadres from atop the ruins of the Agrellan Hive. And with that, we're going to bring this video to a close. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. At the time of recording, only 43 more subscribers are needed to get the channel to 1,000 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed, please consider it. I'll see you guys next time.